You're listening to Excess Baggage.
Excess Baggage.
What's up, world? It's Katrina
and Marlena, and this is Excess Baggage,
the podcast where two friends in their 30s unpack all of life's baggage. This episode will be unpacking reconnecting with old friends.
Okay, let's start the show.
Hey, girl.
What up, what up, what up?
Okay, that was friendly.
Yeah, I'm friendly, man. I am friendly.
Yeah, your hellos be dry, though.
No. My hellos are very dry. No, they are dry. I don't care, though. Like, or I don't know. It's not that I don't care. I really just am like, hey, y'all, like, what's up? Like, I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, we've known each other for so long. So it's funny because you can just, you know, it's like home. It's like a warm blanket. You don't necessarily jump for joy like you should. I guess your home is always.
Wait a minute. I need you to jump for joy.
Jump for joy every time you walk in the door.
It's like, oh, it's you.
Yeah. It might be with you or a sigh of relief. Okay. That's what you get. A sigh of relief. There is no word spoken. Okay.
Okay. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Sees all sides of you. Okay. These walls, if these walls can talk, is what they say. So, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I'm here.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me be your warm blanket.
Yes.
And your sigh of relief. Your home.
At least I didn't say weighted blanket, because let me tell you something. You people out here
don't have to be heavy, okay?
That's what I'm saying. You people out here that need the weighted blanket, like, look, no shame, no shade, but that is a bit much. Like, I would feel suffocated. Like, I would feel absolutely suffocated underneath for too long.
Okay, so I thought I would feel the same way. I think it depends on the weight of the blanket. I've had a lighter one, and it was so, like, it felt so comforting.
Okay.
Because it was like being, like, snuggled. But it wasn't, like, so heavy. I was like, I can't breathe. Like, it wasn't like that. I thought I would feel the same way, though, because I'm very, like, oh, okay, too much. Let it go. But, you know, it's like a warm hug.
I'm not a snuggler, though. I'm not a snuggler. Maybe I probably would snuggle with my mom. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would be comfortable enough to do that with my mother because she's my mother. But like, even a partner, like, it's like, okay, like, I love you. I do. But like, we don't have to be like cozied up.
All up on each other
all the time. And then
it doesn't have to be all the time, but sometimes you just need like a warm embrace. Yeah.
Sometimes it's nice. It's nice.
That's what a weighted blanket is like.
Or I like an arm. Or a leg.
Yeah.
Something that's touching me maybe, but like not all of us. Like, I don't have to be like
not your whole body
embodied with one and like, where are you going? And like, you know, like,
I get that.
I don't know. That's not me.
I get that.
And I think my old partners would be able to say that is 1,000% true. Because if they ever saw me kind of like hold their hand real quick or like put my arm around them or something, they're like,
what the hell's
going on? And somebody must be watching, or she's proving a point right now. Something's happening.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Unless, you know, you're in that energy and then the person makes you feel like that. Like, you could be like, oh, okay, I want to hold your hand or whatever. I've had moments like that too, but it's not an everyday thing. No, it's not.
Okay. I mean, you know, till you say I'm a cuddler. I like to be snuggled. Although it doesn't have to be my whole body. Like, I just need a little bit. Just need a little bit. Like, the top of my body, my legs might be some, like, kicked off to the side of the bed or something like that. Like, I don't need you to wrap around me. That's a lot. I don't want to feel like I can't get out.
I like a little wrap around. No, I really do. I do like a little wrap around or whatever, but it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Gotcha. I can sleep like that.
Right. No, I can't. I need my side. And
I probably would sleep the best ever because I'm a very like light sleeper. And so when I'm in a warm, cozy spot, best sleep ever.
Right. Okay. See, I like the comfort of knowing someone's there, but I don't
Okay.
necessarily, like
But
I
you
said,
don't have
like,
to touch me.
no, like maybe at some point, but you know, in the middle of the night, you know, we go our separate ways. Like maybe it starts off like that, kind of cute, whatever, but it's like maybe 15, 20 minutes till we're like, oh no, I'm really falling asleep now. Yeah, me too.
Okay, now
And it's kind of
go
like
over there.
gone on over there, and I'm gonna go over here. And I like
Hilarious.
that. I really do. I don't know. It feels good.
Yeah, I get it.
We'll meet back in the middle. We will. But
at some point.
not no. Anyway, I
don't know how we got here.
I don't either.
I don't either. Anyways, Marlena, what is your baggage for today? other than your cuddling style?
My baggage for today, I would say is I don't know. I just hate having too many post-it notes. I feel like my I feel like
I'm sorry. I did not know this is where this was going.
That's my baggage. Like it feels like my thoughts and ideas. I look at them as post-it notes, and sometimes I write them out. Sometimes I don't, but I feel like when I have so many things cooking, it's like, oh my God, it's like I can't, I have to leave this in the oven this amount of time. I'm doing like it's like you're cooking, you're actually cooking. And I know when I'm cooking, it's high intensity. And so I think right now with a new project I want to start, one that just ended, and everything that's happening on the back end of the end. And then we're approaching the holidays. I'm just like, oh my God, like there's not enough time, and I know all this stuff is going to sneak up on me. And it happens like this every year. So I'm just really tired. Like the last week or so, I've been really tired. Like I've been taking space, I think, to rest because my brain is already populating. Like I said, it's already populating the Post-its. So yeah, I'm just bracing myself before it kicks into high gear.
Okay.
So that's my baggage for today.
Okay. I like the way you framed your thoughts and the things that you have going on as Post-it notes. I thought we were talking about physical Post-it notes, which I can see that being the case too. But I was like,
I'm looking at like half a wall of some right now, and that's not even. Has nothing to do with the ones that are like
in your brain.
Head.
I get that. I have tons of notebooks. Mine are not Post-it notes. Well, actually, digital Post-it notes, because I use my notes app as some people would use Post-it notes.
Oh yeah, I have that
and
too.
then I have multiple, tons. I'm actually thinking about another journal I want to start because I like to keep things separate sometimes. I have tons of journals. Some of them are empty. Many of them have lots of words in them. But that becomes a lot to manage.
It does.
I think that's just the nature of being a creative.
I mean, that's probably it too. But for me, I just want a completed section.
Oh, yes.
And so it's like, as the list is growing, I'm just like, okay, well, can I at least check some of this?
Right. Can we check off some of the boxes?
Right. But it's people and things. So, when you're on one end on the things that I can make decisions on solely for myself, even then sometimes I'm, not 100 because we're not perfect and you have all these grand scheme things. But I'm like, okay, we're closing out the year. We got a couple more months. There's a few personal things that I do need to do that I am saying, look, Marlena, you have until December 31st. In this year of 2023, I want you to have done these 3 things. So I'm going to do that. That's just solely for me. And then everything else is just going to have to work itself out. So,
okay.
I'm not too, gun ho about it, but I also know I'm not traveling really this winter, or I don't have any other trips really coming up except for Vegas around Thanksgiving. So that's just the only weekend. So other than that, it may be some holiday party stuff and work stuff. Like I think I'll be okay. I just like need to get the personal stuff like aligned so I feel better about me.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
Anyway, what about you, Katrina? What's your baggage?
My baggage today. My baggage today is I need to get my shit together. I know I talked last episode about all the work that I've been doing and the time off we had and making shifts and growth and change and everything. And yes, that has happened and continues to happen. And I'm happy for it. Also, I cannot, for the life of me, I am really struggling with getting back into like a healthy physical routine, which is really interesting because I feel like that has always been almost like second nature to me. Being an athlete growing up, I danced for a long time. I played 3 sports or was involved in 3 sports. And then even well into like college, even after college, grad school, especially running, like I ran a lot. I was always working out. I'm a whole ass yoga teacher. Like I've done all the physical things my entire life. I used to be the person that people were nervous to go work out with because they thought I was like, I don't know, amazingly strong or something. And I don't think that was it. It was just like I worked out a lot. That's something I enjoyed. But in the last couple of years, it's been really challenging for me to get back to some kind of physical routine. And that's including working out. That's also including like some of my eating habits. Like I don't know, like I don't be wanting to cook. I don't be wanting to eat healthy. I want to eat the sugar.
2 of us.
I want to eat all the junk. I want to eat all the fast food, which is, I guess some of the stuff I eat is not even fast food. It's just less healthier eating out options. So yeah, I'm struggling to get myself back on track with some kind of physical routine of moving my body on a regular basis, eating healthier, and just, yeah, like stretching, walking. It doesn't even have to be anything intense. I'm just having a hard time staying on target. I'll do it for a little bit and then I stop. And I don't know what that's about. So that's what I've been thinking about in the last couple of weeks. Like, how can I get back on some kind of physical routine that feels good? Because I'm also tired of like not feeling good in my body. I be having like, not like aches and pains, like my joints are hurting, but just my muscles feel tight.
Yeah, I feel you.
My muscles feel really tight. I go to like just bend down or do something. I go, ooh, okay, I need to stretch. Like it don't even hurt. It's just like, why is my body so tight? And I'm so not used to that. So that is my baggage today. I don't know what I'm doing about it yet, but I'm thinking about it in this moment, just really seriously thinking about it because I'm tired of not feeling good in my body.
I feel good when I walk, and I haven't been doing it lately. Well, it's just now becoming colder now where I live because the valley is just I don't know, if it's too late, it's too late. You're not gonna go. I'm not going out there to just burn. I just can't do it.
Right.
We some light brights, and I try not to be in the sun like that. But yeah, I miss it though. I do miss it when it's been a minute. So I'm gonna get back to it, and yeah, I have to challenge myself. But it gets hard because I get lazy, and I'm just like, whatever.
It's very hard. And now that it's getting colder, I want to go even less.
See, for me with walking, I like that. I like when it's colder because then it's like I can walk and then it doesn't feel, I don't feel like gross. Like I can have like a little light jacket on. And like when you're walking and you're already sweating and then the sun's beaming down, it's just like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
A lot going on here.
I get that and I agree. I also think the temperature of the valley and the temperature of Inglewood are very different.
Yeah.
We have some days that are really, really hot and going outside in the middle of the day to walk would be unbearable. But for the most part, like,
I know,
it's like nice, closer to the beach. Yeah. So I don't have that problem. When it gets cold now, it be cold.
Yeah. it's cold everywhere. That's what's happening.
Right. So, but right now the sun is still out in the middle of the day. It don't be out in the morning, but it be out in the middle of the day. So I don't know. Maybe I'll start walking. I say that and I don't know if that's going to happen. I need to find something, even if it's just stretching, but I need to find something to start moving my body again. Because your girl's tired and I'm not trying to age this body any faster than it should be aging because I haven't been moving it. Yes. And that's the one area I feel really stuck lately. That and kind of spiritually, but mostly physically.
That's why I think for me, it's just because I am not a gym person at all. Like you would never catch me at the gym. But,
I'm not a gym person.
Maybe one day, I aspire to maybe one day take some classes at a gym.
Okay.
But, I don't know about like being like, hey, every day or every other day. I don't know. It's not me. I like to dance. So dancing for me has always been a way for me to move my body. I mean, I would go dancing once if I could, twice a week, if I could, but even just once, it's just so much movement, for 4 or 5 hours, Yeah. I feel like I'm moving for real. But
those are my favorite kind of fitness classes too. Like I used to take a Caribbean dance class and that was my favorite. Nice. It was so much fun.
See, I've never even done that. I've never even taken like a dance like class like that. So I'm like, I don't know, that could be cool. I don't know, but I do have kickboxing and I haven't gone. So maybe I should get through those classes first. Because every time I go there, he's like, yell. I know they yell at you and everything, but dog, it'd be in the morning. I'm just be like,
yeah,
I'm going to get through this 50 minutes. I just keep saying that in my head, but low key, I'm dying, I'm just dying the entire time. So, sometimes you wake up on a Saturday morning, you don't think, yeah, I want to go die right now. That's what I want to do with my Saturday.
Yeah, no.
Why not eat this pancake instead? That sounds more luxurious.
Mine would just be to stay in the bed. That would be mine. I'm going to just lay right here.
Mine is like, why don't we eat this pancake?
I'm just going to lay right here.
This lovely French toast.
But eventually, that's going to shift. I'm working on it.
I'm
putting it out there.
I'm rooting for you. I am. Because I gotta root. Because if I don't, then I ain't gonna do it myself. So let's make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen.
But today's episode, we're talking about reconnecting with old friends, day ones, reconnecting. Yeah. Could be reconnecting with family members.
Yeah. People from the past.
From the past that haven't been around.
Yep. And so this topic came up to me because last time we recorded, you were talking about some people from elementary school, and a few of us all got together and said hello and hung out and had drinks and talked. And it was like, in a lot of ways, it was like we had seen each other yesterday. It was like nothing had changed. Everybody was kind of just older versions of themselves in different ways. And I've been thinking about that a lot, like how easy it can be to fall back into relationship with people that you knew back in the day, that you knew at a really young age, especially if there haven't been any rifts in the relationships, I guess. Because I think it's a little different for you, because Marlena, for y'all who don't know, is the connector. She stays in contact with folks. If anybody is going to be in contact with people, it's going to be Marlena. But for me, it's a little bit different because there was only 2 of y'all that I have talked to probably in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's being really generous, maybe in the last 10 years, to be honest. So for me, it was like, oh, this is really interesting. I haven't seen or talked to a lot of y'all. And it was nice to just be able to reconnect and everybody be good and catch up with everybody and all of that. And it has me thinking about other folks who I would like to maybe reconnect with.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
That's what I'm saying. How do you know if it's a good thing to reconnect with someone? I guess you have to first just fill it out, right? I mean, you're not going to know.
I think you have to reconnect in order to figure that out.
Yeah, right. And I think what's important is to make sure that you have space for that. Because if you don't, and you're just like, well, going in with the notion like we were good before, like, why can't this just work? You know, people and I don't know. I know we say, well, at least I do. I know a lot of people say people don't change. But think
they do.
They do. I think, which I've always said, at their core, they might be the same, but I think they adapt. Life happens, different things happen. So then there is shifts. There are changes that are being made. Maybe some that they don't even have control over. But I don't know. I feel like if you don't know what stage that person is in, or if there was even a reason, like I was saying before we started recording, like it really depends on what separated you in the first place. If it's life and it's just life and it's just like, I went to college and then, you know, this happened. And then like, we just fell off, nothing happened. And, you know, that's just seeing if you guys still connect on that same level.
Right.
You know, see if have you grown or become different. And then, you know, if not, if there was like a separation for a reason, like I would definitely, I don't know. I'm in that space right now where I think I'm going to have an option on whether or not to reconnect with someone. And I think with what I said the last episode, it's just like, I just don't have the space for, like, there's non-negotiables now, where at one point that may not have been, but you know, I am different and I have changed. I'm at a different stage. So if something is offered, if there's an offer on the table, of reconnection, there has to be some type of boundaries in place for me.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. If there's been conflict or any kind of, because sometimes it doesn't even have to be like direct conflict, but sometimes y'all just go and grow in different directions, not because like y'all went off to college and stopped talking to each other, but more so because like the direction you were going in your life and the direction they were going in their life were in conflict, not necessarily that y'all were in conflict. Like you were growing and they weren't. Right. And that made the relationship kind of weird. Rather than y'all just stop talking or like y'all just stop connecting. I think it's important to have some kind of awareness of what your boundaries are. I think that is important. The other thing for me is some of the people I think about sometimes that I want to reconnect with, they're the ones who decided that we weren't in communication anymore.
So they disconnected from you?
Yes.
Okay.
And some of them, I'm like, I don't know why. We were really good friends, loved them, would love to continue to be in connection with each other. Or some of it is like, I called them on some shit. Like, hey, you haven't been a very good friend to me, or you're doing this and I don't like that. And like, this is what I need from you. And then they disappeared. And I truly believe, just knowing these people, that some of that is because that was uncomfortable and they didn't know how to like navigate the discomfort, potentially even aren't used to people setting boundaries with them. And so they felt like, oh, Katrina doesn't like me anymore. She doesn't want to talk to me anymore. And that's not how I felt. But it was also just like, this is my boundary. So I need you to respect that.
Right.
And I think those relationships I have a hard time with, because like maybe I want to reconnect, but should I be the one even reaching out? But I also know that they never will.
You know, and that is you just put the cherry on top. I don't know if this is new season Marlena, or even if it's new season Marlena, this is probably Marlena that has always been. I think a lot of the things that have shifted, like in my personality within personal relationships, has definitely been me being willing to compromise all the time for the sake of the relationship, for the sake of the friendship, for the sake of having the person in my life. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I felt like the more and more I felt I was compromising and not being true to the things that I know were true, uh, or to just the feeling of feeling like, no, this is one-sided and I am doing
Right.
all the work and it doesn't feel good because I too need someone to step up for me, or make me feel like this relationship matters to them.
Right.
So, yeah. And then it's like, yeah, okay, I would like to invite you back. But again, like you said, should I be the one to say something? I don't know. Me personally, no, I'm not saying it. And I know that could be a part of my work.
Sure.
Because there could be times when I may hold a grudge, or not even so much a grudge, but it's like my pride and my ego that I'm not willing to let go of because I've seen so many people not let go of it and they
Right.
get away with fucking murder, dude. And I'm just
Absolutely.
like, okay, I know that everybody thinks that I'm, the connector, or I'm the one who like wants to like do this like, I don't even know. It's not even a show. I'm just being me. And I think people
Right.
are just kind of thinking like, oh no, this is like her way of like life, I guess. And it's like, yes, but I feel like if it's a relationship that I care about, or
Right.
if it's somebody that I care about, I'm going to try to do something to keep said thing alive. But after a while, it's just like, okay, if that's not happening, it's not happening.
It has to be a two-way street for sure.
It really does.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's slightly different in the sense that with a lot of my relationships, I have often been the person who just had more capacity to be present with people and to reach out and make plans. I also hang out with a lot of people who are like me, who are very introverted and homebodies. And so sometimes you got to like invite them out for them to actually like connect. And I know that because I know that about myself. But I was usually pretty good about like, hey, I found this thing. Let's go do this. Let's go hang out. Let's go meet up somewhere, what have you. And I would say in the last like 5 years, I've had less capacity. And so I stopped. And I wouldn't say that me connecting with people or keeping relationships connected was out of compromise. It was just who I was. It was just like, oh, I'm thinking of you. Let me reach out. Let's go do something, what have you. And then when my capacity dropped because COVID hit, life was hectic. I was now an entrepreneur. My finances looked really different. Life was looking really different. My body was different. I no longer had the capacity, so I stopped reaching out. And that's when a lot of folks kind of fell off. I stopped having relationships with people because people weren't reaching out. They were used to me reaching out. And then when I acknowledged, like, hey, we don't talk much anymore because you don't reach out to me, some of them took that well, some of them didn't, right? Or some people I never even got the chance to say that to because we just never reconnected or never had a conversation. But I think for me, my capacity is starting to look better. And so because my capacity is increasing, I'm missing people and I want to connect with people. And I think we would have really good dynamics in this moment. And also, I don't know if I want to be the first one to reach out. And me reaching out in this moment is not like trying to or is not me compromising something in order to keep people in my life. It would just be me being me because I'm thinking about you. But to your point, like, I don't know if I want to be the one reaching out. If you're the one who like shut the door, however you did that, maybe it's on you. I don't know. That's a hard one.
I think when a person gets offended, though, that's definitely their guilt. I mean, like, why else would they get offended by something that is true?
I don't know if people were offended as much as I think sometimes people are uncomfortable
with confrontation.
I think sometimes people have a really hard time hearing about themselves. And it's not always because like, oh, like I'm offended that you would say something like that, but it's more of some people are really hard on themselves and they know that they haven't been a really good friend. And to hear it feels really like, oh, damn, I'm not being a good friend. Maybe Katrina doesn't want to be my friend anymore. right? Like there are definitely people who are just already that negative towards themselves that if you give them any negativity, they are very sensitive to that and feel like, oh, well, maybe she doesn't like me anymore, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. I can't speak for people, but you know, I don't think it was necessarily being for everybody. One person, maybe they were offended. That's possible.
I think when someone, I think when somebody delivers like news like that or any type of criticism to another person, I really think the delivery is really important because
Absolutely.
I know for me, like I don't do well with it. I don't do well with criticism. I know I don't do well with criticism, and anyone who is in my inner circle, I don't know if they know that, so to speak. And so sometimes I could be guilty of not speaking up and saying where that stems from. But I'm not open to criticism. That's the thing. It's just the way it's delivered. I can't feel like my back's up against the wall and it's like
you don't want to feel
complete.
attacked.
I don't want to feel attacked, and I don't want to feel like you're pointing the finger at me. Like, you know, especially because, I don't know. I think maybe from friends, I might be more open, but like if it's a romantic situation, it's hard to process because you know your feelings are involved, and you're also just like, wait a minute, like, well, did you like anything? You know, it's like you want to be like, did you lead with something good? I mean, can you like can you just orchestrate this a little differently? You know,
it can't be everything in this relationship is terrible. You're a terrible person. Right. It has to be like, hey, I don't like it when you do this, or I would prefer that you did this.
Right. Yeah. I just don't like that. I don't like it. And I don't like to feel like someone is talking down to me. So I think I spent a lot of time with people in my life who somehow, some way they formed some opinion about me. And I've always had to like fight to be like, no, like, what do you mean? Like, you know, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's because I'm many things.
Sure.
And so sometimes when you are a lot
multifaceted.
Yes. I think people are like, no, you're this. No, you're this. They're like really trying to like say it's this. And I'm like, nah, man. Like, if anything, I'm going to fight against that like 1,000%. Like, just even more or whatever. And so I recognize that. I just think, I don't know. It is. Some people just take criticism, certain things like so harshly. And it's just like, man, I didn't even mean it like that. Like, hold up, like, let's talk about this now, you know? And I think they sometimes let it fester and not say anything. And then you find yourself in this situation where you're just like, wait, well,
how did we get here?
How did we get here? Like,
how did we get here? Yeah. And I think that's people's stuff. Like, we all have our stuff. We all have our traumas and our past experiences and our hurts and our pains and all of that, which is why I think I'm like, I don't know.
You're willing to see how it pans out.
I don't know if I'm willing, but I'm open. I don't know if I'm willing. I think if I was willing, I would be like, let me reach out. But I'm also... there's a part of me that feels like you were talking about boundaries. There's a part of me that's like, boundaries can also be unspoken. And the act of not communicating with somebody, to me, can very much be a boundary. And I also don't want to like step on somebody's boundary. Like, you chose to stop speaking to me, and I don't know why. There was no clarification given for why. After that conversation happened, maybe you mad at me and think that I was also a shit friend, and you just never communicated that, and your way of handling it was like, well, you think I'm a shit friend, I think you a shit friend, let's just not be friends. Like, I don't know. So I think there's a piece of me that's just like, I don't know why you stopped talking, and maybe that's not for me to like shift. Maybe that's on you.
I mean, that's possible, but I think didn't we do like an episode about the silent treatment? And and I sometimes think when someone just like blatantly does not call, does not check on you, I feel like I don't know. I know they say don't take things personally, but shit, it feels fucking personal to me. Like, especially if you went from like, I don't know. Depending on what type of situation it was, you could have gone from talking to every day to talking maybe every, couple weeks or something like that or whatever, but you still kept in contact. When it completely is just like radio silence, I'm always thinking like, okay, there's a reason behind this. There's a reason.
Right.
And like you said, there might have been a boundary put in place or whatever. And I'm not even, aware.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really the place. Yeah. That's the place that I'm in, because at first, when my capacity was not where it is today, when my capacity first started shifting, I stopped being as present in relationships because I just couldn't. So if I reached out and you didn't respond, I wasn't following it. Like I just didn't have it. And it wasn't out of spite. It was just like, I genuinely just do not have the energy to reach out again. When I started to get some of my capacity back, I started to feel really hurt. Like all of these people have disappeared out of my life. They're not very present. They don't reach out, all of that. And I started to feel hurt when I did not get responses. So my feelings would be hurt, right? That silent treatment, or whatever you want to call it, felt hurtful. And now I think as my capacity is shifting, I'm coming back into myself in a different way where like, if you don't respond, you just don't respond. And that's okay. And like, I'm not taking it personally anymore, right? Like there are times where I'm like, okay, like that hurt my feelings. But there are other times, for more times than not, where I'm back to a place of like, maybe you don't have the capacity right now. And I feel okay with that. Like I'm not taking it personally anymore. And that's why I think I'm in this place where I'm like, I wonder what this would look like. I think that's where I'm at. I wonder what this would look like. Because we had good times. It was great. We had fun. I wonder what this would look like. But I don't know if I'm at a place where I'm like, let me call so-and-so and see what's going on. I don't know if I'm there.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm not.
Let's be real.
Okay. All right. Like, I don't know. I am open to newness. I'm open to.
Oh, yes.
I am open to people who step on the gas for me. I'm open for that. I'm open for regular, check-ins and communication. I'm open for consistency. I am not open for coming back exactly the same way. Like if you're coming back, there has to be, like I said before, there has to be some growth, some change. And I don't even know, like I said, like some people need an apology.
Sure.
Some people need an apology or whatever. And I'm not even sure if that's something, no, I need it. But I feel like if it's delivered at the capacity you can deliver it, I'll know if it's real. But Absolutely. If it's still bullshitting, if you're still bullshitting, like I don't, it's like, exit stage left. Like I don't have
Absolutely.
the capacity. I don't have it. I really don't. And this is like this is a part of me that I kind of tucked away that I know is like, I don't know, Katrina, like it might be hereditary. My father is really a stone cold groove. Okay. Like my dad, it can be cold. Okay. Like, cold. Icebox where my heart used to be cold. Okay.
Yeah.
That's where he can go. And I think, as I was growing and watching certain things, I was like, no, I can't be like that. So I always led with love. I always tried to be, lively. I tried to bring the passion and the happiness into a lot of scenarios or whatever. But I think when you reach a certain limit and you're at a limit, like I'm, Tina Marie out on a limb. I'm out on a limb. Like I can't give in to you again. I really can't unless you come with receipts, motherfucker, like a booklet. I need a PowerPoint presentation. And again, that presentation obviously has to be how you can deliver, but I will know if it's bullshit. I'll know.
Yeah.
Because I've been doing the work. I'm continuously doing the work. I've sat with a lot of things or whatever. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not.
That was a whole word. That was a whole word. And thank you for saying it. Yes, that was a whole word. I am in a place where not only am I open to people coming back with change, I need it. It's not just something I'm open to, it's something that's important to me. That is my boundary. I need consistency. I need regular check ins. I need people who are going to be reaching out. I need people who are going to show it in a way that I didn't need before, in a way that I didn't need prior to the last handful of years. So, yeah, thank you for saying that, because that was, yes, that is a perfect place to end. That's the word. If you're not coming back with that energy, then I'm good. And there's a part of me that's like, well, if you're not willing to reach out at this point, then maybe you haven't changed enough to even be in that energy.
Right. No, for real. Like I can't, for me, like, and that, it's a little more difficult when it's like not even a parental situation, but a family member, because it's like, that's your blood. So I understand when there's conflict and stuff like that, you want a resolution, you know, because it's your family. So I get that. But I feel like just people, like we're in our 30s. We're going to pick up a lot of people, Katrina. Like we are. Like, I don't know about you. Like I'm planning on growing and stepping into, rooms where people don't know me. They don't know my name, but that could be my tribe. That could be, someone can show up and could be here for 6 months or a year, can be better than someone you had decades experience with. It's
just because they're day ones doesn't mean they meant to be in your life forever or that they're the best for you.
Right. Really. So yeah, like I said, I'm just open to positivity. Like I'm just open to, like I said, I'm just open. So
you're open and I'm requiring.
Yeah. Right. I'm requiring too. I'm requiring too, but I'm open. Open with said there's a little fine print.
Yeah.
Do read the fine print. There is some fine print. Please do read it. And, hopefully this blossoms into something very beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, y'all. This next segment is called Roses. Marlena, who are you giving your rose to this week?
So I couldn't think of anyone. I really couldn't think of anyone.
All these people
I know. I do know a lot of people. But I ended up going with me. I'm going to give my rose to myself just because this last month has been, I don't want to say completely transformative, but it's on the bridge, like I'm walking across the bridge of me being uncomfortable for a very long time and not feeling like I'm supposed to be in certain rooms or like, okay, I have this opportunity. Oh, I really have to show up. I feel like I've been showing up a lot for many, many years, but just behind the scenes, not really in front of everything. So, whether there's posts about me now, within my career, within the company, that didn't happen before. I introduced an internship initiative or whatever that went through and everything went fine with the program. And, they're doing little clips. Like I had to be interviewed. And I was like, what's going, okay. And now I'm going to be in these different rooms, just meeting people and just pushing forward to see, what's the next thing we can do, how else can I be of service with this new role? So, I have been kind of down a little bit, for a little bit on myself. I think the pandemic, and everything that happened, transpired in the last 3 years was a lot. So, I've been doing a lot of reflection and I'm just like, I haven't done anything. What have I done? All these different things. And it's just like, no, you have done something, and that imposter syndrome, like it's going to come. You just have to kind of like just be a champion for yourself and just know like you're touching somebody's life. Like I had someone come up to me at this award show over the weekend, and she was a young adult, maybe like 20, 21 years old. And I remember being 20 and 21 and being like, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to be a singer, or I want to be an actor, or what do I want to do in the arts? And she was, getting really down on herself about how, this year she decided to focus more of her time on advocacy with helping the homeless population. And she really hasn't been, doing any roles or doing any parts right now. And she feels like she's given up on her dream. And I'm just like, no, like I had to express to her, like, we are multifaceted people, and sometimes the art does take a back seat. Your creative side might die for a couple of years. There might not be a story, and through that advocacy could lead you somewhere that
absolutely
a story or touches you in a way. So don't ever give up on that, And as I was saying that to her, I was saying it to me, and so I really am just gonna try to, as emotional as I can be, because I might not show emotions to others so much, but like as emotional as I can be for myself at times, like all these, thoughts and negative thoughts or happy thoughts or why haven't you done this? And then it's the pressure of the society pressure, it's the family pressure. There's all this pressure. I've been really trying to lean in and just like, no, like no, and more no. You're doing good. And when it happens or whatever it is, your desires or everything is going to be aligned at the time. I hated when people would say that, like, oh, just give it time. Just give it time. That used to be my least favorite thing that people would say. And now that I'm here, I'm just like, no, it's true. It really is true. You get to different places, at different times.
As you grow.
And so you have to just ride it. That's just you riding the wave. And that's where I'm at. So shout out to me for persevering. What did Snoop Dogg said? I want to give the award to myself. Shout out to Snoop. Because I did all the work. No. Of course, you get help. And I absolutely will have all the help and assistance along the way. And I'm so grateful for that.
But it's also your work to accept the help, to receive the help, to ask for the help.
Exactly. And I think I'm in a better place to do that, because before I felt like I had to do. It was always like, I'm providing the help.
Yeah.
I'm providing the help. So now I'm on the side of where I'm like, no, it's time for me to start receiving. So
absolutely. Shout out to you.
Yeah. Woo woo. I'm just kidding. Anyway, Katrina, who are you giving your rose to?
Today I'm going to give my rose to my friend Karina. Karina is embarking on a new chapter of her life, and I'm really excited for her. I saw her over the weekend. I know she's having a hard time in this moment as she embarks on that, because transition is challenging, and especially when transitions are happening in our bodies as well as in our environments. But I'm just really excited for her. She's coming into a new space that I know she's wanted to step into for a while. She worked really hard on it. I don't want to give out all her business and what's going on for her. So I'm not, but I'm just happy for her. I'm excited for her. I'm so ready to see her step into this new journey, and have been very excited as I see her growth and progress. Like, we've been friends for a while now, and it's just really cool to see all the different versions of Karina that come to the surface. And I'm really excited for this version for her right now. So shout out to her. I'm thinking about her, loving watching this journey for her, also knowing that it's really hard on her, but excited to be there and to walk with her along the way. So shout out to Karina.
Karina and Katrina.
Yeah. So funny story. We actually know each other because we used to work together, and we were both therapists at the job. And a lot of the times clients would come in and they would ask for one of us or ask for the other of us. She was there a little bit longer than I was. So they would always send my clients to her thinking that the client meant Karina, but they were saying Katrina. And so she would always end up with my clients. And that's how we ended up meeting. And then sometimes people would send clients to me that were her clients. I guess it just depends on who the front staff knew better, or like,
that's hilarious.
Until we got to like several months in where everybody realized like, oh, there's two of y'all and one of them has a T and the other one doesn't. We don't look nothing alike. It wasn't like they were getting us confused. They just genuinely didn't know that there was a Katrina and a Karina. And so for months, we would constantly just be like, okay, I think this is your client. Oh, I think this is for you. Oh, I don't think they were talking to me.
So funny.
Somebody left a message. It didn't sound like my client. Is this yours? And that's how we became friends. And then after a while, it like settled down, but even every so often it would still happen. But that's how we became friends. That's how we started communicating. And we would communicate pretty regularly throughout the week because it was happening so much. And, then we started hanging out.
That's cool. Y'all became friends.
We became friends.
Maybe it was meant to be.
I think so. So that's how we became friends, because people kept getting our names confused.
Nice.
Even though we are not at all the same.
Well, shout out to her, sending her some positive vibes, and just keep it up, girl.
Yeah. It's gonna be a whole new, 2024 is about to be something. I'm interested.
Oh, I'm ready.
What it's gonna look like.
I'm ready.
It's about to be something. People are going through things right now, but it's gonna be a whole different world on the other end.
I'm like, come on, a drink and ride it. Hey, that's gonna be in 2024. I'll be like, come on, what's up?
Oh, yes, looking forward to it. First, we got to get through these holidays, though.
I know. Just don't ask us single people what the hell is going on, okay? Can y'all refrain from doing that? I just don't.
Single, I know, unmarried.
We don't like it.
Childless.
We just don't like it. Like this, everyone spread the word. That is not
mind your business.
That's not a topic for discussion, okay? Now, if I lead with it, all right, let's go there. But please.
Otherwise, mind your business.
Just don't.
Well, that's another episode of Excess Baggage.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Excess Baggage Pod, and check us out at TikTok at Excess Baggage Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and review on the podcast app and Spotify.
And remember to pack light and keep it tight.
For sure.